Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Antiheroes Anonymous, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time joining us. I'm Ethan, and I'm the Dungeon Master for this 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons show!
Yeah!
You're doing great.
All right. So I've introduced myself. I'll have the players introduce themselves. Then we'll do a few announcements / recurring agenda items, and then a recap, and we'll get straight into the show. So Nick, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Okay. I'm Nick. I play Thaddy, the human paladin vengeance.
Betty. Professor. No. I'm Kay. I play Harmony, who is a tiefling wild magic sorcerer.
I'm Melissa, and I play Mara, who is a human rogue pirate.
I'm Zach, and I play Hunter, who's a Warforged Fighter Ranger.
So we stream on Twitch every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and then post our episodes to YouTube the following Wednesday. Throughout the show, we use a variety of custom items, as well as a custom wild magic table, so be aware of that as you're watching. Our music comes from BattleBards, TabletopAudio, and Incompetech, and our character portraits on the info cards in the top right corner of the screen are drawn by an artist named Carrie Peach, at Carrie Draws on Twitter. So if you're watching us on Twitch, you can check the channel page for links and info to everything I just mentioned. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can check the video description for similar information. And then be sure to follow us on Twitter at Antiheroesanon if you want to know when we're doing special one-shots or canceling or whatever. That's where all of that information will go. And we also post lovely little character tweets once a week, so those are always fun to read. Other than that, we hope you enjoy the show, and we're going to get straight into it. So here is a quick recap of where we were. The party stopped by the city of Redwater, or more of a town rather, the town of Redwater, on their way to save their friend Mandus in Ravenmoor. Upon arriving in Ravenmoor, they saw that Queen Ixlati, a Medusa warrior queen of a Yuan-Ti civilization, and her Yuan-Ti minions were enslaving the citizens of the city of Ravenmoor to build a pyramid over a portal to the Shadowfell. The group then went into the sewers of Ravenmoor and defended a group of refugees that included an orphan who they befriended on their previous stay in the city. And then Alan the orphan, guided them to the Temple of the Raven Queen, where they discovered a memory of the Raven Queen's ascension to godhood, and managed to prevent the vampire Alkeen from stealing that memory. They then retreated with that memory to a Yuan-Ti ruins outside of the city, and entrusted the memory to the imp Moloch, who was a follower of Harmony's, and sent it off to...
Yeah,
it does, doesn't it?
Follower Harmonies.
A minion.
My minion.
And then the imp Moloch was going to carry that off to a friend of the party's named Radiance. The group then snuck back into the sewers, told the refugees to get ready to make an escape, and then began to draw the attention of Queen Ixlati and a large shadow dragon who you know to be named Kitus, as well as their Yuan-Ti minions. And in that battle, you guys managed to greatly injure both the dragon and the Yuan-Ti, and are just now regrouping yourselves, but some of you are in sort of different locations. You're not all grouped up quite yet. So while I'm getting music, why don't you just go around real quick and remind me where you all are, because I can't remember, to be honest.
Oh, like physically?
Yeah. Where is everybody right now?
I think Hunter and
So-
Eli and I are all in the park.
We're all in the
I'm
park.
still there. Getting
I think you're
closer.
in the city. Yeah, you're approaching the
Closer,
park.
'cause
You
I
were
was
running
hiding.
to the park, weren't
Yeah.
you?
But I was hiding one way. So
And Thaddeus was zooming off toward the dragon's last known location.
Okay, so the three of you are grouping up in the park then, and Mara comes swooping in, the wind from her dagger that allows her to fly, carrying her gently to the ground. And the three of you sort of look up, and you can see in the sky this flash of blue light that is streaking off in the opposite direction. Thaddeus, why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check?
Okay. Also, I have like 30 seconds left on the save spell.
There it is.
Okay. One of those was better, but I'm going with that one, because that's the tray one. That is a 10.
10?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to sort of come to a stop for a second and survey the ground. But even from your vantage point, the dragon seems to have disappeared into thin air.
Can I see the refugees?
Yeah, you'd have to fly off in the other direction a little bit.
Can I look for the dragon from where I am too?
From a position on the ground, it would be difficult. You could use your jet boots to go up in the air and look if you want.
Or with the scope?
Well, yeah, you can search the skies. Sure.
Okay.
I'll just tell you my overall plan is to find the dragon and attack it until my haste spell is about to run off, then find somewhere to land and wait that out.
Yeah, if you can find it, then sure.
I only got 11, so...
Yeah, you train your scope on the skies, and you look back and forth, and there is no sign of the dragon for Hunter either. Thaddeus, as you zoom off towards the refugees, taking maybe another 12 seconds or so to get across.
I don't know if I want to go toward the refugees. I don't want to, like, if the dragon is looking at me, I don't want to bring its attention toward them. I think just kind of like circle around in the air.
Okay. Well, then why don't you roll another couple of perception checks, and we'll see if you manage to spot it.
Next one's a 16.
You manage to actually spot the dragon. He has dipped down out of the sky, and he's lower to the street level, trying to get cover from the buildings themselves. And he seems to be heading back towards the pyramid. He is almost at the pyramid now.
Okay, then I'm going to head toward him and attack.
Okay, so at that point you've got, let's see, that was 6, that was another 12 seconds. So you've got like 18 seconds left on your haste spell.
Yes.
You zip towards him, and it's seconds before you're right up next to him because you're on hasted Moonlight Sparkle. And he seems to be moving as quickly as he can the other direction.
Is he going toward or away from the refugees?
He's going back towards the pyramid.
Okay, so he doesn't... Like, my worry in all this was that he was about to... He had seen the refugees and he was going...
Yeah, he's not going that direction.
Okay, that's good. Then I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time on this.
Yeah, it takes 12 of your
30 seconds.
remaining haste seconds to get right up next to him.
Yeah.
But then you are right next to him, so I guess I need another initiative roll from Thaddeus.
I'm not going to stay here long, don't worry. Oh, that's way better. That's a 19.
Jump tray.
You don't get anything added to it.
Nope.
Where's your pencil?
It's in my pocket.
Lazy.
Very. Extremely.
Did you roll 19?
19.
Okay. Yeah, you have the advantage of speed over him, so you're going to act first. But you can see as you're approaching the like blur of moonlight behind him, his head is turning towards you, and you can see black lightning crackling on his jaws.
Yeah. Alright. I get to make one attack. Well, this is the same... He hasn't hidden. Do I get 3 attacks or 1?
It'd be 3, wouldn't it?
Yeah, okay.
Because
Is
it's
it top
Moonlight
of the round or
Sparkle
is
is
it
using...
halfway through a round?
I guess what I was looking for is this the same round that I saw? Because I would have to use my action to see him.
That's a good point. Yeah, it would be that same round.
Okay, then I have more time on haste in that case.
I thought it took you 12 seconds to get
Well,
there.
if he hasn't hidden yet.
For simplicity, let's do that. It's 12 seconds, so it's the top of a new round.
Okay, so I'm going to
So
make
you've got 3
attacks.
rounds left, including this one.
Alright, cool. That's a 29 to hit.
Hits.
It's a 28 to hit.
Hits.
And crit. There's
Okay.
my crit. Alright, I can't spend a lot more on this, but I am going to spend something. This is just going to be a second.
I mean, I don't know where you are.
Wait, she landed
I
with us.
landed.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
When Mara has landed.
I don't even know what's going on in the sky.
This whole time we're like, whoa. Yeah,
I know.
Like
I'm
very
trying to
much.
figure out what's going on.
6.
Just
Yeah,
gonna roll
and
them all
like-
together.
Yeah.
All 3 attacks together.
I don't have to separate a cold
Nimbus
from rating.
2000.
Alright, then I'm just going to roll.
Mhm.
Whoa.
Oh, this is the best.
Now this is why you got that thing.
It's the exact.
That is not bad at all.
It's so quiet. I'm just so scared.
You should
What is this
be.
number going to be?
100.
Uh, 89.
Jeez. Still alive.
Oh.
And then I think Thaddeus is going to Moonlight Sparkle Rabbit is going to disengage.
Well, Moonlight Sparkle had to. Let's make sure it's got
Okay.
the actions because you had to use like all your movement to get up to it.
But you said that took two rounds to paste it.
Right.
Movement.
You said this was the top of the new round, right?
Right. Right. Yep. So Moonlight Sparkle could disengage.
Disengage and then flies as far back away from the refugees as possible.
Okay. So as you got close to the dragon, you watched an effect you've seen several times, where the light from your sword sort of envelops the shadows that surround the dragon and reveal the scales beneath. And you slashed into it 3 times with your sword, dealing a considerable amount of damage. And you can see like the cold burns across its hide. But as you dart back out of the way, the shadows envelop it again, and it gets much harder to see.
Okay.
Then it's its turn, and it flies down to the ground. What can... Okay, so it needs a bonus action to do that. And then it seems to, from your vantage point, let's see how it does actually, disappear entirely.
Okay.
Based on
And
the perception check you last rolled.
Yeah.
So,
my next round, I am going to fly over to the park and then just like basically drop at the end of things.
okay. Yeah, I mean that was going to take another 12 seconds to get back that way anyways.
Yeah.
So that was the end of haste. So yeah, the last you saw the dragon, it landed heavily on the ground and then just essentially vanished.
Okay, that's it for me.
Okay.
That's all I got.
And then everyone is regrouped together. You see the flash of moonlight as the Pegasus comes skidding to a halt, and then the both of them land in the park, and you can see that they just kind of shudder to a sluggish halt.
Almost got him. Almost got him.
I didn't do it this time. What's that? Freaked him out.
Yeah?
Okay. Are we all accounted for?
Thunder Thaddeus coming back.
Mara, is Mara here?
She's
Yeah.
right here.
Yep, I landed gracefully.
You didn't see where Ixlati went, did you?
No,
That's a
she.
shame.
I couldn't keep up with her. That went just really fast.
I kind of had my hands full in the park with these things, and I kicked one of the snakes.
Mhm.
Trees.
Well,
Things went well over here too.
I think it went well. As far as I can tell, the refugees weren't being chased.
I wonder if that was enough time, or enough of a distraction. Are there any other
Yeah, it seemed to go really
dragons
fast.
flying around that didn't come to attack us?
Not in the sky that you can see. Whether there are more in the city, who knows? But flying around the sky, not at the moment.
So whatever we should do, we should probably get out of here fast though.
Should we?
Shouldn't we?
While you guys are regrouping and having this conversation, Eli comes up and says, "How did everyone do? Does anyone need healing? Is anyone hurt?"
I'm fine.
Only a little bit, I'm okay.
Ix-
And then we kept getting
Ixlati was almost dead. The dragon was almost dead. I don't think we had anything to worry about snake here.
Yeah,
So
I could use a little heal.
should we chase them down now
while they're
Yeah, quick,
while
use
they're
it.
weak and not give them a chance
Yeah, he's
to
missing 30.
heal?
I think that's a good idea since we're all.
We're still okay, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a little hurt, but I'm fine.
You still got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I
She
didn't
didn't use
really.
up any of
I
them.
didn't. I
Yeah.
tried to conserve my good stuff.
You did very good at that.
Just be sure to stay out of the range of the death.
Uh, Eli will heal Byakko 23 points.
Okay. Thanks.
What?
Okay.
The only problem with going after the dragon or Ixlati is that we have no idea where it's going. I lost track of the dragon.
Oh, which direction were they going?
Last I saw the dragon, it was in the streets near the temple.
Near the
Did
pyramid.
you catch Ixlati at all? I have no idea.
Well, if the pyramid is their base of operations, wouldn't it make sense that they go there? It's either that or it's the Cranston Manor.
She might have ended up there. It's true.
Which direction's the Cranston Manor?
Northwest.
do you wanna
let me
check
pull
out
up my
first?
It's northwest, right?
Don't put it back in your bag this
Would
time.
there'd probably be a lot more.
I think I have a charge on my crystal ball. I can scry on. Can I scry on locations? Do you like that I have to ask this every time?
You can scry on location.
I can scry on the
And
Cranston
you've been
Manor.
there too, so
Yeah.
you know exactly what to look for.
I can scry on the Cranston Manor and see if she's there.
Do it.
How long does that take?
Can you
10
scry?
minutes.
Can you try on her? Well,
She could resist
I
it.
could, but she could resist it.
yeah, it's not a bad idea.
So the Cranston Manor is in the northwest corner of the city. And the pyramid is in sort of the opposite direction, in the southeast.
Right. Well, if the Cranston Manor was the opposite direction that they were running toward, maybe we should try to go to the pyramid first.
There's another dragon that was there, so.
The dragon may be
Oh.
Do you know which direction Ixlati ran off in? You encountered her right before she ran off too, didn't you?
Yeah.
there. Yeah, but my attention is more focused on Hunter.
It's like
at
she
the
was
time.
heading toward the park and we just kind of cut her off and she vanished, so.
Yeah, Nick. Thaddeus basically watched her after delivering a devastating series of blows to her. You watch sort of like the scales that are on her neck and body basically begin to like blend in with the environment, and she just vanished entirely. And then you have no idea where
Yeah,
she went from
she
there.
turned invisible. I could not tell you.
Well, so even if I scry on the Cranston Manor, if she's still invisible, then I won't be able to see her.
That's true.
Can you scry on the pyramid so we can see what's inside and what the evidence there?
That's a good idea. If there's
I don't know if I
people
can scry inside the pyramid if I've never been there.
Hmm.
I don't know how it works.
Is there someone you know in there that we can scry on?
I don't know why.
Well, you should know, tenants of the area, maybe they're.
You know what the pyramid used to be. Would that work?
I don't know.
I mean, you could probably scry on the location of the Shadowfell portal, since that is a fixed
Oh, yeah,
location
that's
that's
true.
not going to change despite the construction of the
We,
area.
we did pass by the pyramid.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
I've seen the outside. I don't know if I can scry on the inside.
You could certainly scry on the outside, though.
Well, do we want to do that right here, right now?
It takes 10 minutes, so
Let's push it.
I
Well,
will find
I
someone
think
in it.
that's where the dragon went.
Yeah.
It would make sense to see what we're up against if we're gonna go there.
We don't really want to give them time to rest, right? So.
No.
Well, I think, who's
You-
the bigger threat?
You do your scrying. I'm going to patrol the skies while you do that, just to see if I can catch a glimpse again.
I mean,
Can Eli do anything? Like sensory?
Well, Eli asked if anyone needed healing, and only Byakko did, so he did that. As far as sensory things go, no, Eli doesn't have anything to contribute.
Well, here's
Okay.
the thing. Who is the bigger threat?
well, if we go to the pyramid and she's not there, maybe we could rescue the people that are captive.
Right.
Yeah.
Like something that's controlling them.
I would rather take the dragon out before we take her out,
Yeah, that'd be fine.
because he has that mean breath.
I think we could go.
She may never come back.
Without the dragon, what is she?
I think we should just go.
To the pyramid?
Mhm.
Yeah. Then I don't need to scry. Let's just go.
Right.
We can
We
scout
can
it
save that for
later.
later.
Okay. We're sneaky. Well, some of us.
I mean, wait, how many people can Moonlight Sparkle hold?
We've had this discussion.
It,
1.5.
yeah, it can
Okay.
hold Thaddeus and Harmony,
Not me.
but Hunter would not fit on there. Mara probably could fit on there.
What are you trying to say?
Hunter's
Hunter's the heaviest character.
I know.
so fast.
I was say if the plate wearers can
So much snacky happiness.
turn into a star. Sorry. Anyways, sorry, not sorry. Alright, I guess we can just head over there.
Okay.
All right, so Eli chimes in. Are we gonna try and sneak, or
I'm not.
what's the plan? Okay.
What's the point? They already know that we're here, and they probably know we're coming.
I'm gonna be a big old target up in the sky.
All right. I'm gonna try not to be a big old target in the sky.
That's
Yeah.
probably a good idea.
Yeah,
Stay with us.
those of us on the ground are trying not to be big old
And
targets.
draw the attention while we can go sneak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy being a distraction.
That sounds good to me.
Can you recast haste on yourself again? No.
Yes, it's not a good idea.
Not
you
right
recast
now.
on somebody else, right?
It only lasts a minute, so it's better to wait till battle starts.
Okay.
So there's
And also,
there's not
frankly,
like
I'd rather
moats
save
around the pyramid or anything.
That boon for something
A
else.
moat?
Not
No.
the dragon? Oh, you mean your slot?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I get you. Loud and clear.
Okay, so Thaddeus and Moonlight Sparkle, you take to the side of the skies again. Are you going to try and keep pace with the others, or are you going to fly ahead? Because you could get ahead. since
What's the
you're
distance
faster.
on message again? Is it like
It's like
120 feet.
120.
I'm gonna say if you were ahead of us, you could always message us if there's. which
Yeah, I
direction
think
to go.
I'll stay 120 feet ahead, but I am going to keep looking for the dragon.
And we'll start
Um,
in the
Okay.
streets.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you make a roll because he's done something to make it so that you cannot find him at the moment.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
You make your way through the city streets, and you kind of have Thaddeus and Moonlight Sparkle up in the skies in your sights the entire time. But the rest of you, it takes a little bit of time to navigate through the streets. Mara kind of like floats at a slightly quicker pace than the rest of you, her fly spell continuing.
Moonlight Sparkle is dodging every action, by the way, just in case that they have any more Yonke
Okay.
archers.
Yeah, so Moonlight Sparkle is just kind of cautiously looking down constantly. And when you finally approach the pyramid, go ahead and roll a perception check for Thaddeus.
I remember this one.
You did.
It's an 8.
An 8. The pyramid looks utterly devoid of activity.
I think
You
I'll-
look down and you can see that there is the field in front of it that is sort of littered with statues
Mhm.
of people that have been petrified by Ixlati. And you can see the sort of like hanging tree that was constructed for Tal was hanging there and a couple other people were there. And you can see this, at this point, almost 3/4 of the way constructed stone pyramid. And you can see at the bottom of it, there are some beginnings of like all these serpentine carvings and things like that. Like they were beginning to put in the ornate etchings as well. But you don't see a single sign of movement of slaves or of Yuan-Ti.
I'll message back the others and say, the pyramid seems clear,
Clear.
and I'll land on top of the pyramid. Or on
And there's-
top of the scaffolding. I
Yeah.
guess.
Wait,
So there's like some wooden
right.
scaffolding that is
There
still
is
sticking
wood.
out.
Let's do it. Okay.
And the rest of you approach the clearing and see essentially the same thing.
Can I? Okay, so are we there? Did we get there? Okay, so can I track like footsteps, figure out where people have gone?
The ground around here is it's muddy because people have been
Sure.
trampling back and forth.
But they
It's
left to
been
go
raining.
somewhere, right?
Yeah, it'd be a very hard DC, but you could try and roll a
Okay.
survival
I'll
check.
help.
Can I get help?
Sure.
Alright. It's not super great. 17.
Yeah, so you spend a few minutes looking around the ground by some of these statues, and you can see that there are a lot of footprints going back and forth into the pyramid and out of the pyramid and into the streets. And there's also a lot of like serpentine trails from these big, more snake-like Yuan-Ti, like the ones that had you wrapped in their coils.
Yeah, you
I remember that guy.
But it's impossible in all of
Okay.
this mud to figure out who is going which direction and which tracks are fresher than the others. It's like trying to track a specific set of tracks through one of like
Sure.
like a muddy pumpkin patch or something like that. There's just too many people who have been here.
Can Yako do any sort of perception to try and find any smell of anybody nearby?
Sure.
Okay. Come on, Yako. That's 24.
Yeah, Byakko, sort of, as you're sort of like looking for all these tracks and things like that, Byakko darts behind one of the statues, and
Advantage too.
when Byakko returns to your view from the other end of the statue,
Mhm.
he has a writhing snake in his jaws.
Oh, okay.
But it
Not-
looks to be just an ordinary snake.
It's a regular snake. Okay. Good job, Yaka.
I could scry on the portal.
You could also scry
From
on
here, we could go and look at the
What's
portal with
Byaku's
our
AC?
eyes.
his
True,
AC.
unless
Yep.
there's some kind of trap in there, but we don't know.
17.
Okay. The snake is trying to bite at Byakko.
Yaka, let
Can't-
go. It's okay.
Byakko is like shaking it around, and the snake can't get up enough to bite onto it.
Okay, sure. Yaka's playing with the snake. You could also scry on one of the civilians, because they would maybe not be able to resist it. And then we would find, if they're grouped together, all of them.
Do I know?
Barton.
Barton, that's right.
Alan is.
Alan's
Leaving.
with
Oh,
our
I
PDs.
thought that's the civilians.
Oh, well, unless
We
you want
also
to make sure
scry
they're
on them to make sure
safe.
they're okay.
Yeah. So, are we.
I feel like scrying on either one of them would give us our answer. Or
Yeah.
at least partial one.
I mean,
Common answer.
I think we can trust Dawn that she'll lead them to safety, so I think we should stay on the pursuit and not let them get away while we have the chance.
Problem is, I couldn't find the dragon.
Well, I think maybe
Do you think they would have gone back to the Shadowfell to hide?
It's possible.
it's possible, yeah.
Because if they're in the Shadowfell, my
Where?
scry won't work.
We're headed there. I mean, I assume, right? To get
Do we want to get Dawn first, though?
If Madness was in the
We would- I
Shadowfell,
think
they
we-
wouldn't have been able to see him with the scry spell.
I thought that you could see with this westwall.
Scry only works on the same plane.
Exactly.
It's sending that can work between.
Send-
Yes,
that's what it
that's
was,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Like, we saw him for a second when Elkeen
Oh,
showed
I see.
over,
So
Yeah.
he is here somewhere.
right?
Or at least he was at some point.
I think we should
We
should make sure that we look all over Ravenloft before we go through Cape Portal.
Let's
Yeah, I
search
think
this
that's
area.
Or I could scry on Cranston Manor. Just to see what's going on there.
You've been to the Lord's Chambers,
I've been all over that manor.
but I think if you're going to place the scribes, Sensei should be there in the main bedroom.
Bedroom.
As you guys are having this discussion about who and what to scry on, you hear a echoing hissing sound come from one of the corridors leading into the pyramid. And it seems supernaturally loud, as if something is causing it to just boom out of those entranceways. And it starts out as just a low but then after a few seconds of that, it turns into a voice, a hissing voice which only Thaddeus has heard before, the voice of Ixlati, and it says, "You were foolish to come here, and it's time that we ended this game we've been playing. My master likes to toy with heroes like you, but he always gets what he wants in the end, but lesser beings like you do not deserve the pity he has shown you." And then
Pity or fear?
there's no response to your taunt. The voice goes on after a brief break, and it says, "Humans like you are weak in so many ways. Your biggest weakness, and is incidentally the one that is easiest to exploit. It's pity and care for other life. Just know that if you do not throw down your weapons and come with me now, lives will be on your hands." And as she says that, from different entrances to this pyramid, there's maybe like 10 or 15 entrances on different levels, figures begin to emerge. And you can see that all of them are in varying degrees of snake-like transformation. There's some of all kinds of different varieties of UNT. There's like the shorter ones that were more reptilian and like that you saw were kind of like the minions, and then there's some that are like the fully evolved snake forms that were wrapping around Hunter, but they all begin to emerge, and you can see that they have the workers who are working on the pyramid, the citizens of Ravenmoor, at Scimitar Point. There's maybe 30 of them that begin to emerge. with 30 different, each one holding a different worker at knife point. And the voice continues and says, "Now you see what you're playing with. Take the wrong move here, and these lives are on your hands, and the lives of so many others. So, what'll it be? Will you come quietly with me to my master? Or will you kill all of these people?"
I need right now. A great big magnet.
Hunter and Harmony roll a perception check.
It's not that much better. 12.
I got a 15.
Hunter, you can see that one of the ones on the lower entrances, one of them that emerged from one of those entrances, seems to be the muscular and blonde, curly-cued, mustached form of Barton.
Armstrong!
And he's currently, you can see he's on the verge of tears as he has this scimitar at his throat, but he's just standing silently.
Hmm.
Go ahead, talk amongst yourself and come to a decision.
I'm gonna talk myself a message.
Yeah,
I guess a message to Hunter first.
sure.
So the longer we play along with this game, the more time Dom gets have to escape.
Yeah, I was thinking something similar.
Eli, who doesn't have the ability to message with any of you, is like looking from one of you to the next. Guys,
And I'll just like,
we're not gonna.
I send a
just like-
message to Eli and I'm like, hush now, we're trying to figure it out.
And he sends back. Just let me know when you know what we're going to do, but I can't. I don't want to be responsible for all these people's lives. And
Neither
that's-
do we.
That's all he says.
Neither do we.
And you can see that there are just about 30 pairs of serpentine eyes just watching you for the movement.
It's basically an invitation straight into their,
On their terms, not ours then.
well, we weren't going to get it on our terms, were we? They've been watching us since we got here.
I'll go with her, but I don't like the idea of throwing down my weapons. Not much will happen.
We still have blue water, right?
Well, yeah, but
No, I mean, I'm just trying to think of improvised weapons if we give up our
no,
steel.
I don't think we want to do that.
No, we can't throw our weapons down. That's not negotiable. If only I'd taken that suggestion.
Suggestion. Oh, there you go.
There's still time.
There's still time.
I think that is without actively making a motion against anybody. So why don't you come out if you have the courage? We have unfinished business.
You're right, we do. But I'm not so foolish to throw away my life.
It's because the last time we saw her, there was looking a little flat on one side.
Why come out when I have the upper hand? You heroes are all the same. I know what choice you'll make in the end.
I'm going to message Thaddeus.
Mhm.
I could teleport us straight into the Shadow Hall. Or right to the door to the Shadow Hall.
Then all those people will die.
Or, well, who knows that she's probably gonna kill him anyways, though.
That's actually probably true.
I mean,
She's blind.
she's already had. I mean, you like just look at the statues. Like,
It's at this point that you hear a sound coming from. You can hear the sounds coming from the southern gate of the city, which is presumably the direction the refugees were heading. It sounds like fighting. You can hear the sounds of steel on steel, as well as explosions. But you can't really see anything in that direction from where you are.
maybe we should just go there. Those are lives we can save.
I think Thaddeus is going to message Harmony and say, I'm prepared to give in on the condition that they cease their attack to the south.
And well, why don't they? Or they let everyone else go?
He's messaging me.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Let's start talking.
I thought this was a Skype call.
It's not like an all-in.
Fine. Alright.
There is a spell that does that at least 5th level. It's not a cantrip attached to some units.
I see.
And Eli's like, guys, you hear that sounds of fighting to the south, right?
We can't give up our weapons. We can't.
Could you do some kind of spell that disguises our weapons, like to make them duplicates so we get rid of alignments?
No. I can cast Singing and make it look like we're not carrying any weapons. But I feel like it's a little bit too late for that.
Yeah.
I think that just speaks up. It says,
Ooh, can you teleport them inside? Or somewhere where we can
I can only
grab
tell
yeah, that issue doesn't know that kind of thing.
Yes, I want to do people.
It says call off the attack to the south and we'll do as you said.
Okay. You say that, and then there's a few seconds of pause before the voice replies. The battle to the south is a defensive one. It has nothing to do with what's going on here. And Hunter, go ahead and
I'm gonna roll an
sort of
insight
with your distant ability to see far away, roll a perception check.
Well,
That's kind of turned.
Yeah, it's cocked. Well, it's even worse. I guess that
Oh,
is assumes
come
she's telling the truth.
Jeez, we can't.
Well, what did you roll on the insight check?
Up like 4.
I know, she doesn't
I got
have the area,
12.
she's too far away, and we could already use her
4.
sending for the day.
Yeah. Not only can you not be sure whether she's telling the truth or not, you can't necessarily sense her motives for not wanting to call off what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Hunter, you see rising above the city for just a brief moment, a flash of light reflecting off of metal, and you recognize the form of a few warforged using jet boots. And they seem to be firing crossbows downward before they then dip lower themselves.
Oh, of course people are here.
Yeah, so I'll message everybody and say Warforged are in the city.
Cool. At least it's not our refugees.
Should we call her bluff? She's got problems that aren't us.
No, I think we
Do
should.
it.
And say, it sounds like you're having some trouble. More than you bargained for, maybe?
Again, the voice is silent for a few seconds and it says, "What's happening over there has nothing to do with what's here, but you are trying my patience.
I know what's happening down there. I met the man responsible.
Be that as it may, you're running out of time. I'm going to set a timer now. You have a minute to make your decision."
So at the end of 1 minute, you're going to act.
There's no response to what you just said.
Then I'll just message that. I'm pretty sure she's gonna kill these people anyways.
I agree.
So
Who do you care about most?
as far as who?
As far as the people around
Is
us?
Barton the only one who you recognize?
Yes, I think you would be.
Oh, you mean like these
Yeah.
From
civilians?
these people, yeah.
If we can save 4 people, who are we going to go after right now?
I mean, who
They're
else?
a extremely varied group of people. There's elderly, there's some teenagers, there's some women,
I
there's
mean,
some men.
we're the Antiheroes Anonymous, right?
Yeah.
Let's be that.
Okay.
We're just trying to figure out what to do with her proposal.
I know, but I mean,
If we were to save
I don't know.
4 others, then I guess I would just pick people that I know.
Does he get hurt?
Well, Barton's the only one you recognize.
What about the red person and stuff?
Laura, the
Yeah.
red
Yeah, but if
person,
we
you know to be turned to stone.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we revealed to you at this point. So she's probably somewhere amidst this garden of statuary of people.
I'm gonna message Hunter.
Mm-hmm. Proceeding.
You're not gonna like what I have to say. But you've spent as much time writing more as I have.
Yeah.
but this is war, and if they need to be victims for us to succeed, then they're going to be victims.
And then, yeah, I would send back, which was what Dice are asking you talking about, is I'm pretty sure that she's going to kill them anyways, so.
That is nonsense. I'm not the kind of paladin that saves people.
So,
And then you hear the voice, "Your minute's up. What's
am
it
I
going
going
to
to
be?"
teleport us to the Shadowfall door right now, or are
Well-
we just going to run in?
I want to kill Ixlati, honestly.
yeah, I do too.
Me
Let's,
too.
let's go for some Yanti.
Alright.
This is me rolling initiative.
Okay, yeah.
Let's
When there's no response when she asks what it's going to be, you hear the voice hiss a word you don't recognize, and before your eyes, 30 helpless people have their throats slit.
Oh wait, we were
No,
about
we
to
were
act.
going to act.
We were about to go.
I know, but you didn't respond when she said, "What's it going
Because
to
our
be?"
response was going to be action. We were just
Yeah.
waiting for the okay to do our thing.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Let's roll initiative.
Alright.
Oh, hey.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. We were acting quick.
Yeah, sure. Pretty fast.
Our actions are speaking louder than words.
Not me.
Well, for some of us at least. But this is a surprise round?
No, they know we're here.
Well, they don't know we're going to do anything.
They know we're here. Ixlati knows us.
It's here. I kept it.
Okay. This pen's down.
You might need a new card. This is being hard to
Here.
read.
Or an eraser.
I'll just put a new circle.
Here, use the freaking.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be any
You guys
better.
want to array yourself over
Sure.
this direction wherever you would be?
It's okay.
Wait,
Well, this,
in this direction?
Mhm.
Okay. Where are the Yanti?
I'm going to put them
Oh
on
my
this
gosh.
second.
This is like.
Watch that pen is so
Mine.
dead, you can't see any of it. Would one of you go over those lines
Yeah.
in blue or brown, just so that it's a bit more visible?
Well, just like what you wanted, we are the same.
You always do that. Push for yourself first.
These are big deals, huh?
Oh, sorry.
Do you get anything in this back on short rest?
Yes, I get all of them back.
But we haven't had a short rest.
I don't know if we have the equivalent of short rest.
We have it.
I was wondering if us waiting in the park for him to come back counted, but that was
That was
12
like,
seconds.
yeah.
No,
No,
it
short
was
rest is
very
like, yeah.
It was like
Really
30
short
seconds.
Maybe if we did the scrying
But we
ritual,
didn't, yeah.
But I only used one, so yeah, because it wouldn't affect the dragon, and the slotting never showed in the park, so I didn't use any on
I'm just gonna use conserve stuff because she's not here yet.
Yeah, but hopefully she hasn't had time to recover either, because she hasn't had a short rest either then, unless she has some special thing.
Looks yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's so
Okay, where are your initiative cards?
Oh,
right here. Everyone's right
Yes, they
there.
Mhm.
Alright.
Okay, and we can put ourselves where we want to be?
Yep.
Alright.
Are there any buildings or anything, or any other stuff on this side
We
of the
need
map?
to eat
There
a token
are-
for Eli too.
Right. Eli can do this. There is some statuary that you know to be people frozen in or petrified. But other than that, no, it's pretty much
Is there
open field.
any
So-
part of my flying spell left?
It lasts an
Your
hour.
flight lasts an hour, so yes.
There's plenty left.
You're still.
So, is there cover, I guess?
Where do you want to go?
Not really, no.
Like the tree or anything like that? Okay.
So each of these is a Yanti, right?
Yes.
And each of them has a person?
Yep.
Basically in their space?
Or the space next to them, rather.
To the right of Yaku.
And somebody knows tomorrow to the right of Jasper.
Well, I'm gonna move my stuff too. I'm gonna go like way back here.
Well, wouldn't we be standing kind of
Yeah,
together?
You
I
wanna
mean,
stand
standing back is okay, but we'd all be kind of together
clustered?
because we walked
All
in
right.
together.
So you want to be
Top.
over? You said
Like
this
right
right?
there, yeah.
Okay. Like right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you still writing?
Yes, I am.
As initiative starts, at the very top of the initiative is the 4 big guys up top, who are, for your reference, these guys. I just don't have enough of them.
Yeah, that's fine.
The abominations, the like more snake-like ones, and they all slit the throats of the people who are in front of them. So there are no more people on the top row.
Okay.
And that's one of their melee attacks, but they're not going to be able to get up to any of you. So they then draw longbows, but that's all they can do with their turn. Hunter.
All right. I will.
Maybe we can still say Barton. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll try. But I'll jump back a little bit, just so 2, 3, 4, and then I will use my bow and start shooting. So the one you said, like Barton was like over here somewhere, like in the corner or on the other side or something.
Yeah, he's like we'll say that far one on the bottom corner.
No one wants to see Armstrong cry. Okay, so I'll do sharpshooter, scope, all that business, and make some shots against the one that's holding Barton. And that is a.
And you can see that is one of the more hunched reptilian ones that has 4 limbs and is completely covered in scales.
Does a 22 hit the hunched reptilian one?
Yes.
Let's just start doing damage. See what we get. That's 12, 22,
Okay.
and then that's 25 to hit.
Hits.
That is 29.
Okay, so that's a total of
51.
51 points of damage. That one is dead.
Okay, and I'll start
Which one was it?
From the map, it's the far right corner by the back.
the trophy. And then
Finally, you're getting to kill things.
And
I
you can
got
see,
one.
Right after that.
You can see a look of both surprise and relief from Barton's face as he then
Run,
also
Barton!
recognizes you and
Shout.
Harmony.
Shout at him.
Run, Barton!
Get out of there! Save yourself!
Yeah, and you can see he begins to make a dash off to the east.
Okay, and then so you said Hunt Reptilian is on this tier,
Yes.
and then what's this tier?
I guess I should have given them different tokens. They are the sort of more humanoid with the scaly top halves, but still humanish legs. These ones.
But only these ones had bows, right?
Nope.
Which ones had bows? All of them?
All of them except the ones on the ground. If
Okay,
you want
so I'm
to
gonna-
replace these
I can
ones
do
with
that.
green
Yeah.
ones, that'd be
So I'll
great.
shoot this guy next.
Or Nick, since it's Zach's turn. You could replace the middle row with green ones.
Okay, that's a 21 to hit this guy that can wield a bow.
That will hit him.
No, that's all. That's a 19 on damage.
Still pretty good for rolling a 1.
I know, right? That's my lowest, yeah.
That was what for damage?
What, 19 piercing?
Okay.
And I think that's what we got. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that'll be good.
Okay, and then it's Byako's turn.
Okay, Yako's gonna. He has 50 feet. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Will that work? Need counts on this guy?
Each level of the pyramid is maybe 15 feet up, so you have to climb up a bit.
Ooh, is that not enough movement then? He has 50 feet, so that's probably not enough then, right?
Or count it up. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
that's 35.
8, 9, 10. Okay, so he can't make it up.
So that'd be, that'd be
So
6.
he's gonna pounce on this guy.
Okay.
And that is, so he got a, oh no! I don't know if he hit it. He got a 11.
11 on those guys. Does not quite do it.
Yeah.
His teeth get caught in the scaly flesh of this one, and it just kind of flicks its long tongue at it.
Okay. Yeah,
Actually,
nope.
I didn't roll initiative for those guys.
Probably got a 1.
They
And that's
probably got a 1.
Yeah.
Probably.
Default. Yeah, that's Diako's turn. He can't do much else. So
I will roll initiative for those guys as soon as I can, but before that, it is the Shadow's turn. They only have one target at the moment, and that's Bianco. So there's going to be the Shadow that is attached to the reptilian creature that Bianco is next to is going to make one attack at it. That is 17.
that is his AC.
Okay, so he'll take 9 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then his strength score is reduced by 3.
Okay.
Thaddeus, you're up.
Thaddeus is going to.
You want to know what's funny? They actually did roll the 1.
You said 9 necrotic damage?
Yes.
Thaddeus is going to ride with Circle up to here and land. And then I think he's going to cast Moonbeam, actually,
Okay.
on these two guys.
Okay.
Is it a line attack?
No, it's a radius.
It's not
Oh,
a
okay.
person.
Yeah. I think I can do it without being a person. It's a very small radius. It's not 5 foot radius.
Oh, it's 5, not 10?
Yeah.
Never mind that. I was going to give you the 10-foot radius.
Yeah. So that's a Constitution saving throw that I make it disadvantage if they're shapeshifters.
But they would have advantage because it's magic, so it'll cancel it out. So the top guy.
Wait, both of them are doing damage?
Yep.
Wow.
The top guy's, he is which type? He's in Abomination. So his is only a 10, so that's a fail.
Okay.
And the other one is even worse. So 2 fails.
Alright, they're going to take 9 radiant damage. And both of them will revert to their original form if they're not in it, and they can't assume a different form until they leave the light.
Both of them are still in their original form, so that doesn't seem to affect them. But they do take that damage as the shaft of moonlight falls upon them.
Okay. I'm just going to draw this out because I don't think they're going to be moving it very much.
So he's going to do something on him per turn. Mara, it's your turn.
Okay, so I think I'm going to go up in the air and take out my short bow.
Okay.
Aim for a target.
Oh, also,
Probably
Moonlight Spark is going to dodge.
Next,
I mean,
so you can get sneak attack.
Okay.
Say that really loud for everyone to hear.
So I'm gonna go next to Bianco so I can get sneak attack.
But you don't have to go
Over here?
next to him, you can shoot that one.
Oh yeah, shoot the one next
You
to
want to.
She's gonna fly up in the air, short bow, and attack the one that's next to
Oh, okay.
Bianco. So
Okay.
she gets sneak attack.
Sounds good.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
You don't have to hold it.
I know, I'm just being more prepared.
Wishful thinking.
That's optimistic.
Yes.
That's what all the guys.
Which one do you want me to roll?
Well, you know where going that one.
Is it
That'll hit, I'm pretty sure.
18?
18 does hit.
Sneak attack!
I'm going to say he's probably dead.
I love sneak attack. It's pretty
Yeah,
great.
me too. 36, 37, 41.
41 points.
Seriously.
He is just barely alive. But you can see that arrow sticks into his shoulder and blood just spurts out.
Hit him again!
And he cries out in pain.
Did you add your bonus damage here?
I did it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He has
Because
offhand. But
Yeah.
doesn't apply to the range attacks.
Then it's Eli. Eli is going to,
I mean, kill that one, honestly.
yeah,
We
that's
can
what
see
he'll
if we
do.
can save one more
He's
person.
going to cast his Ray of Frost at it.
Good job, Renee.
And hits, and it's dead because it had 3 points.
Yeah.
of health left. So,
Was it the one that Bianco has?
Yeah, the one next to this guy.
Trophy.
Yes, trophies. Oh no, Eli is equal in kills now.
do something. Do something. Harmony, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm
What
going
roll for this
to.
madness?
That's my biggest spell. No, I'm gonna firebolt. No. Yes? Yeah. Firebolt the one that Hunter attacked
Okay.
on the very edge there.
Sure.
That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. 23.
23 does hit.
Okay. And that could have been better.
Oh wow.
7.
7.
Wow.
2 ones.
It is, however, enough to kill him.
Oh,
Yay!
Really? Wow.
Hey,
Okay.
I got a
So,
trophy too.
I mean, we may as well say it was like 23.
Not that one, right?
Wait, yeah, was this one?
Was that the one you were attacking?
No. Oh, not the big one. I thought she was attacking one of the.
Right.
The one that you were attacking.
You
Oh,
attacked
this
one of
one?
the green
Yeah.
ones.
Oh, I thought I did.
We'll say it was 22 damage.
Because we're
Yeah.
saving people and we're shouting, "Get out of here!" to anyone who's saved by the.
Yeah, and they all begin to, the ones that have been saved begin to scramble and run off. Then it is the Malisons and the Brood Guards who are the levels 2 and 3.
I mean, if they want to waste a turn killing all these people, fine.
And they do.
Sure.
So you witness probably close to 20 people at this point in time. Just have scimitars or claws drawn across their throats and fall in a heap. And then that group begins to advance. And the rest draw out longbows. Then it's the big guy's turn, and they've got shots to make. So let's see. There's 4 of them. There's 4 main targets. So they will make 2 attacks each against each of them.
Okay.
So
That's reasonable.
here comes the 2 against Mark. What is their bonus with their bow? So that's a 12
Yes.
and an 8, so that's a miss.
Nice.
Here comes 2 against Hunter. I cannot roll above a 10, which is good for you guys. 13.
Nope.
And 16.
Nope.
And Thaddeus, you're up a level.
Yep.
They'll target Eli instead.
He's behind me, so he gets cover from me.
Yeah, because you're so big.
I'm
also-
standing in front of him.
You're short though.
Yeah, but half cover.
Wait, half cover, that's a lot.
Um,
Do people actually provide cover to one another?
In some situations, but I don't know if this one.
we've never played with it. They also have the height advantage, so they're looking down from above.
No,
I'll say in this case,
His toes
you're
are
not
safe.
providing
15
cover.
feet.
I'm cover.
But what I'm gonna say is
I'm
actually
puffed up like this.
one of these arrows goes to Byakko, one of them goes to Eli. So here's Byakko's, that's an 8. Here's Eli, of course. There's a 25.
Why do you always roll so high to hit the mages, man? You don't need to roll that high. It's like rubbing salt in the
My
That
dice
would-
just
that would hit me.
don't know what to do. They just
Exactly.
so Eli's gonna take 12 piercing damage and a bunch of poison. 5, 11 poison. Altogether that was, how much did I say?
13 and 11 poisons.
That's a lot.
20. As Eli now has an arrow sticking out of him. Then the 2 shots against Harmony. Of course, there's a 25 and a 21.
So what's even the fucking point of having shield?
Right. So just doing average damage, that is 12 points of piercing damage times 2, so 24. And then the poison, which is 4, 10, 11, and 18 total. So 24 points of piercing damage and 18 points of poison damage.
Hellish Rebuke.
It's a dex save.
But can I Hellish Rebuke if I'm knocked unconscious, but I have Death Ward, so I'm back at 1 hit point.
Uh-huh.
Can I Hellish Rebuke?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Cool.
So we'll say this
That
is
was
the,
definitely almost all of my HP.
this is the one that's already been attacked, and so he has already taken damage. His dex save is 17. So I think that's a failure.
It's a failure. My DC is 19. So eat this. Yeah, better. 18 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Which
and
he's immune to.
he's not immune. He has advantage on the save, but it's still failed.
Good.
I was literally about to say, I don't think any of these things are immune to fire harmony.
It's
Nope.
cool.
Uh,
Now that I don't have to worry about hitting any innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
then it is Hunter's turn.
Alright, so that was against which big one?
The one that is in Thaddeus' moonbeam.
This one here? Okay. I guess I will shoot him. And that's a crit.
Nice.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use. Did the arrows do full damage to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a mastery on this guy. He's gonna get goaded.
Okay, so we can only attack you.
He can attack anybody, but he has disadvantage if he attacks somebody else. So okay, do that. And then okay. So that is 20, 31, 39, 49 damage.
Okay.
Wow.
I need to calculate this.
Okay.
I cannot actually do this
Fair.
much damage in my head.
That one.
Is that your first attack?
That's my first attack. Yeah. That is
That'll hit.
that'll hit 24. Just make sure he's alive first.
He's still alive.
Okay, here's another
These big
arrow.
guys are really scary.
How about 27?
Yes.
Still alive?
Oh, 27 points of damage. I was
Yes.
thinking.
Yeah.
No, it's 24 to hit.
Yeah, 24 to hit.
He is still alive.
Wow.
Like, by a lot.
By some.
Hit him again.
Hit him again!
You've already learned that these large snaky guys are really sturdy.
They are pretty sturdy. Holy crap. Okay, that's another 24 to hit.
That hits.
Alright,
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
You have an eye stalk in there.
yeah, but that just, I don't know. That's,
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm saving that.
Yeah, for stuff that's matched.
Especially if it's not, yeah. If they're taking full damage. So that's 24.
24 points of damage?
Yeah.
That is just what you
Oh
need.
my god.
Yay!
Trophy for me! That was the one that hit you.
Thanks.
Was
then
it?
Yeah.
It is
This one we're
Bianco.
gonna have 50.
Yakko
Yeah,
will,
I'll-
he has some buddies with him, so he will. So if he's in melee with someone with a longbow, how does that work? Can they still?
These people who are in front of him don't have longbows.
Okay,
They just have claws.
okay. I guess he'll just try and fend them off. He'll just make. Well, he really wanted to pounce though, but he'll take those. He'll just attack, I guess.
He'll just attack and then
That is a 27 to hit.
Okay.
A
Hits.
bite. And he will bite them. For, oh my gosh, 5 damage.
Okay. Mark that down.
Oh, I should erase that for you because I'm definitely not
Healthy.
teleported anymore.
Healthy. Very
I'm
healthy.
still on my feet, so that's
And when you got hit, Eli basically shouted out in surprise and said, "Harmony, I'll heal you. Just hang on." So help is coming for you. That was it for Bianco.
Yeah, that's it.
The two shadows that are on those brood guard will make attacks against Bianco.
Okay.
So that's a 15 and an 18.
Oh, the 18 hits.
So that's 9 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And his strength score is reduced by 2.
Is there a max to that?
What's his strength score at right now?
It's -3, -2, so that's -5, so 13.
13. Okay. So Bianco is beginning to look weaker and weaker as these shadows just claw into him and his strength is being sucked out. Thaddeus, it's your turn.
That's very uncomfortable.
Okay. None of these big guys up here have been touched yet, right?
Nope.
Alright. Let's go touch some big guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
Not going there.
Touch him.
Right. 2 attacks.
So right now you're 15 feet up, and he's probably like 8 feet tall.
Mhm.
So you might have to drop down to his level to hit him.
That's fair. Yeah, I can do that.
I mean, you're flying.
Oh, well, one of them's gonna miss. Well, probably. A 13 doesn't hit, does it?
Nope.
Yeah.
It manages to dodge out of the way of that one with its
Yeah.
serpentine reflexes.
And then there's a 26 to hit.
26 will hit for sure.
Alright. So that is 11 cold, 6 radiant.
You don't have to separate any of that out. So
Okay.
it's just 17 total.
And then I think Thaddeus will give his. Thaddeus is going to give his shield to Moonlight Sparkle.
Okay.
Or. Am I within range to give it to Harmony?
It's 30 feet, I think, so probably not.
But I could get there.
Sure.
So Moonlight Sparkle disengages as the action, moves closer, and Thaddeus is just like hanging in midair. Can I give Harmony cover?
From
Don't bother.
arrows coming towards her with Moonlight Sparkle, probably.
Don't bother.
Okay. Then I'm gonna hang there, give Harmony with my bonus action, give Harmony the shield.
So
Okay.
what does that give me?
Plus 3 AC.
Plus 3 my AC?
No.
Not gonna
I'll
help
just
much
move it.
because Ethan always rolls above a 20 when he hits
Yeah.
me. But I appreciate
But I'm
it.
also providing some cover. So
Yeah. Well, not
Magic
for long.
shield, we'll see.
It's Mara's turn.
Not for long.
Um,
But now I can use a
Okay,
shield
so
to get up to 20.
Let me talk to you about this. My plan is to swoop down, grab Yakko, and perform Thunderstep
oh, okay. Sure.
because those guys are right there.
And you
And
can
nobody
take
else
someone
is
with
around.
That's
Yeah,
a
you
good
can do
idea.
that.
Nice.
Yeah, if you landed here, you get
He's
no ice, you
appropriate
hit this
size,
guy.
so you can do that. Where do you want to go with him?
Let's go back by Hunter.
Okay, sure. What sort of save do you
Are we
want?
escaping?
No, but who do
She's
you want
just
him?
doing
I'm
this
just
one
gonna
and
go
maybe.
because he's weak. That's
Oh,
all I'm trying to do because I can still fly.
What's the DC on your bonus set?
He's got it.
it's does it have a DC on it?
It should.
Probably.
They have to
It's
make-
probably on
Constitution.
card.
It's not gonna be
Yeah,
on
DC
that.
17.
It says
Yeah.
Constitution. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 1 failure, and that's 2 failures. So
So
they're
you
gonna take full
wanna?
damage.
Well, it's either you take him up to like these guys, so we can kill the guys.
She's trying
She
to
said
get him out
back
of
to
danger,
Hunter.
not bringing him into
Oh.
danger.
Because he's weak,
He's
right?
okay. He's not that weak.
Oh.
He's just his
Yeah, I'm
strength
trying to
score is
help
his strength
It's
is
okay.
low.
You're good.
Okay.
That's all. Just his strength score is lower.
So where
Okay.
do you want to take him?
Wherever you want. Hey,
Mom, it's your turn.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Well,
where
where
do
do
you
you-
want your pad?
Where do you want to go?
I can
you-
fly. I can go anywhere. That's why I'm
Right.
asking you. So, where do you want your pad?
Fighting these guys.
Okay, we'll go
Up
up,
top.
then.
Okay.
And there's a cacophonous, thunderous sound as these creatures are just buffeted by noise. You're gonna need to roll some damage for them.
Yeah.
It's 3d10.
No.
Is that what it says on your thing too? You just use
Yeah,
thunder
maybe.
step? Doesn't have anything there.
Remember, it's at 4th level,
Yeah,
so
fourth
it might
level,
be more
right? So
damage.
then exactly.
So it's 40-10?
So it'll say here, you use 4 or higher, you do by 1d10 for each
Yes.
level. So that's
So
40 10.
You have 2
I have
D10.
to. This one, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
and this one, and you have no mine.
Technically, you can kill these
Yeah, but that's confusing.
Come on.
Not bad. Not
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
Okay, so 29,
24.
34, 24.
24 points of damage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
24.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's 24.
The one that had already been attacked is
Yes.
dead. The other one
Trophy.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
takes quite a bit of damage.
Yay, Martin is fine.
Then it's Eli. Harmony is looking really bad.
She's fine.
1 hit point.
She's been here before. Death's door.
He says, "Hang with me, Harmony," and you're getting a 4th level Cure Wounds, according to you.
Cool.
I'm just gonna grab onto him when he grabs onto me. Or when he touches me to do the spell, I grab onto both of his hands.
Oh, wow. Okay. 18 plus 5, 23 points of healing.
Thank you.
Back to you. And
I'm
then
gonna say stay here.
How many? 23.
23, yeah.
He's
Thank you. Stay here. I have a
okay.
plan.
He was gonna move, but he will stay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys begin to hear movement shuffling down from the biggest entrance to the pyramid, which is
Cool.
right here.
Oh.
But you can't see anything moving in the dark just yet. But you hear movement of something large rustling down there.
Cool.
Dragon coming
Harmony.
out.
Alright, so I'm gonna grab Eli and I'm gonna cast Dimension Door.
Okay.
And we're gonna go
Away.
up here,
Oh, cool.
kind of hiding behind, because this is like a ledge, right? And this is a ledge.
Yep.
So hopefully they can't get us from
Yeah,
here.
everyone has lost sight of you at the moment.
And then 1, 2, 3. If I come out here, so I'd have to come out here, yeah, to see. And I need that big circle.
I thought as much.
Man,
I like it when Harmony gets that.
if I'd known Harmony was going to do this, I would have given my shield to my horse.
Well, I still need a shield. Thank you very much. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do it right. Well, maybe. Who needs to go
I
down?
have a Venn diagram if you put on this one.
Venn diagram. I'm just like, how can I hit as many as I possibly can?
So there's
4 there.
5
I
there.
can get these guys all in one go,
Those guys barely matter.
or I can get 4 there, or
This one's
4
been
there.
hit. This one's been hit.
Maybe I'll do it like that.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay, looks good. They're all going to
So I'm
make
using
saves.
sorcery points to quicken spell this bitch. And I'm gonna cast it at a 4th level. No, I'm gonna cast it at... I'm just gonna cast it at a 3rd level, because I used Dimension Door.
Alright, I'm gonna roll a save for all the green guys first.
What do you have?
Fireball!
13, that's a fail. Natural 20, so that's a pass for the middle guy. 21 for the right guy. And then the big guy. Sorry.
Stop rolling so high, Ethan.
They have advantage on saves against magic.
I said stop.
It's not their fault. The big guy fails,
Yes.
So 3 passes. and
No,
1 fail?
2 passes, 2 fails.
Yeah, I'm gonna reroll some of this damage, because that's just lame. Damage is just 1. 1 SP, so we're up to 5. Alright, and I can reroll up to 5. So, this one, this one, this one.
Oh, 3.
The rest of them don't.
Much better.
Way better.
Way better.
Yeah.
Alright, so 10, 20, 37 fire damage.
7, dang. Okay. So for the ones who failed, it's
Can I move it?
7,
Yeah, you can take that out.
4.
I'm gonna need this.
Leave it up.
How many
It's just
trophies?
on fire.
The green one that is currently in the moonbeam failed, so he's out of there.
He's
Woohoo!
done.
And I'm gonna
Trophy.
back, let's see, I moved 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can move 2 more back. And gonna kinda like flatten myself against
All
the
the other
wall.
ones are fine?
Yeah, all the other ones survived.
Okay.
Then it's
Nice.
the snakes.
We're not happy. The royal lady are not happy.
No. Stay back. Get away from me. I hate it.
What's your AC again?
It's
Maybe you are part
19
They're
when I
attracted
have
to
a
you.
oh no.
They're not all gonna be living.
Sorry for being in the air. Otherwise, I'm sure somebody's going to be out.
Sorry for noping out of there,
They're all
but
gonna
not
have
sorry.
to just double move and get around you, I think.
No.
But they can't actually this turn because they
Nope.
double move.
The hunter is well and truly surrounded by clawing, biting,
Like it's my worst nightmare. Come back to life.
I can't lift you, sorry.
reptilian creatures. And then the ones on the second level are going to take some shots. They can't see Harmony or Eli, can't see Mara or Byakpo, so their targets are Thaddeus and Moonlight Sparkle. How high up is Thaddeus right now?
However high up he needed to be to provide cover between these guys and Harmony.
So like
That's why I said
15,
don't
20
bother.
feet.
That's cool. That's a thought that matters.
Well, I've got a bunch of shots to make.
Sure.
I have cover. I'm
Yeah.
well surrounded.
They're not gonna make shots at you right now.
Snake shield, slithering swarm, and
Snake
Snake
shield.
Why did it have to be
shield. Can I have that spell? Snake shield.
No. Actually, I think one of them will make shots at you.
I don't think so.
But the other 4 are gonna make shots at 2 at Moonlight Sparkle, 2 at Thaddeus.
Wait, the green ones are shooting or the big ones?
The green ones.
Oh, okay.
And they get 2 ranged attacks each turn. Okay, so here comes. So that's going to be 4 total attacks at Thaddeus and Moonlight Sparkle. Here comes the 2. Wow, okay. At Thaddeus, there was a natural 20 on 1, so that's a hit.
Okay, yeah.
The other one is a 16,
Misses.
so that's a miss. And here comes 2 more. There's a 23 and a 17.
I can't knock either of those off, so I'm not going to shield.
Okay, so you're taking. Did the 17 hit you?
Even if I put up shield, Moonlight Sparkle would get hit. Or are these still at me?
These are still 8.
Oh. So it was a 17 and a 23?
Yes.
Yeah, then I will shield. Cause
Okay. So only the natural 20 will hit you then. Here comes the 2 or the 4 at Moonlight Sparkle.
Okay.
Much worse.
You can shoot
So
guns at a
that's
Moonlight Sparkle.
7 and 11.
Yeah, well, Moonlight Sparkle all automatically has shield. So
And then a 21 and a 17.
those are both good.
Even with shield?
Yep.
Okay, so just a natural 20 against Thaddeus. So that is. So that's 11 piercing damage,
Okay.
and then 7 poison damage.
Okay.
And then there were 2 attacks that hit in my sparkle, so let's just do the average damage. That's 12 piercing damage and 14 poison damage to my sparkle.
12 and 14?
Mhm.
Okay. So it's 26. Moonlight Sparkle's not dead yet.
So that was those 4, and then 2 against Hunter, just for fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
19 and a 16.
19 hits.
Okay. Oops, that's only 1. Sorry. That is 7 points of piercing damage, half down to 3.
Oh boy. 3 points of damage.
I'm at critical HP.
And then 7 points of poison
no.
damage, half down to 3.
Oof.
Yeah.
Help.
so-
6
Help.
versus like 70 something. I had 70 something points.
Help.
Then it's the big snaky guys.
This is why I'm totally cool with you being surrounded by snakes right now.
How dare you? No one wants this harmony. No one deserves this. Uh-oh.
Did he climb up there? Oh, I
He
guess
was
I was on the
already-
same
he
level.
was already.
Cool.
Welcome.
Hey.
Good news is you still have my shield.
You're gonna need it. He's making a lot of attacks against you.
So he threw his bow away and he's...
Yeah, he threw his bow down and he's pulled out his scimitar.
And this is where I die.
He's going to first make a constrict attack, which is 17.
Shield.
Okay, so that misses.
Hold on though, it may not work.
Over.
Actually, no, I'm gonna use it out of my own spell. So, which reminds me, I haven't been rolling loud magic for anything that I've been using today.
Well, let's just roll a couple d20s and see if we hit a roll.
Let's just roll 3.
Is it Nick?
That's not what I want to roll. That one's good. No ones. I got a 5, 6, and a 7, which has to be some kind of luck.
Boy, this is running. People.
Well, constrict failed against you.
So I'm shielded. I've got higher AC now, and I still have your shield, right?
So it will roll a bite attack. That's a natural 20.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope. So that is... Fortunately, his bite's not that bad.
Not bad.
And they're crits today. No.
That is 11 points of piercing damage. Plus. 12 points of poison damage.
Really?
Yep.
I have 1 HP left.
Just enough for the scimitar, which is a 19 on dice.
What's the bonus?
Plus 7, so
Alright, cool.
Can you review that one too?
No, because I only did that one today.
Oh, once a day, okay.
So with that, Harmony falls unconscious with 1 slash of the scimitar, and you can hear Eli shout, "No!" from behind. Though none of you can see Harmony. Well, Thaddeus, now she's around the corner. Yeah, none of you can see Harmony, but you can hear Eli shout from that direction, so you can infer that something bad
I
has
can
happened.
probably see this guy a little bit.
True.
Yeah, well, we saw him leave, and then we heard that, so we can have an infer what happened.
The one next to Mara and
Yaka.
Yako
Hey.
is going to try to
Okay.
constrict.
Okay.
Who's running?
Sorry.
It's okay. The one next to Mara is going to try and constrict Mara with
Just hit the
a.
red button on your phone.
Maybe, on this thing.
On your watch.
Mara's constricted. He rolled a 24. So that's 11 points of bludgeoning damage,
I couldn't teleport this past.
and then you're grappled and restrained. So he has you wrapped up in his coils.
Yeah.
And then he will make a bite attack against you. While
Okay,
he's
so
touching.
how much was the first damage? 12?
11
Okay.
bludgeoning damage, yep. And then he rolls another 24 to try and bite you. So he does 6 points of piercing damage and 10 points of poison damage as his fangs sink into you. And then he will take his last scimitar attack against Byakko with a 14.
Miss.
Byakko artfully dodges out of the way.
Yeah, we'll save Mara.
And that last one in the middle will make 1 arrow attack against Thaddeus and 1 against Midas Fargo.
Okay.
Oh my
Wait, which
goodness.
one?
The last one in the middle.
Oh,
we're,
the
we're
middle
both still shielded, right?
Yes. Your turn hasn't come around yet. So here is Thaddeus. 18 plus 6, so 24.
This is,
And against Moonlight Sparkle, 21.
yes.
So that is 12 points of piercing damage and 10 points of poison.
Okay, well, Moonlight Sparkle would go down, but I'm going to use my stuff.
Oh, nice. So the moonlight energy flows from you as Moonlight Sparkle is about to fade into ethereal essence, and the energy replenishes Moonlight Sparkle's being, and
So I got
Moonlight
10.
Sparkle does not die.
10 points.
Hunter, it's your turn.
Well, if now's the time to do some stuff. But I'm surrounded.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to. I think I have to disengage and fly up.
Okay.
Okay.
How high do you want to go?
High enough out of their range. And what would that be, like 20 feet or something?
I mean, they're short, so even like 10 feet would be out of there.
Alright, so maybe 10 up, and then I'll move the rest of it this away and pull
Okay.
my sword and shield out, because I can't shoot in the air.
No, you can shoot. You can. It would just be a disadvantage.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. So, and we said that I couldn't use a lot of my things, so. Yeah, so I'm going to go up 10 and then over 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I guess?
Mhm.
Yeah, I used my action to disengage, so I can't attack him. This is unfortunate.
Yako's turn.
I was gonna do some
Oh,
stuff.
that was like the quickest hunter turn ever.
That was pretty fast.
I mean, it's not over because we still have Yako, but
Yeah, gosh, I don't think I can do anything else really. I mean, I guess I could shoot with disadvantage, but
Well, you used your action.
I can action surge. But I don't think that's a good way to use it.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I can go. Byakko is going to, if he knocks this guy prone, what does that do for Mara? Does it help her at all?
nope.
Not at all.
He's still got her in his
Can he
coils.
break her out?
Yeah, he could try and make the strength check to break her out.
Strength check, but he has negative strength right now. Much of negative strength. It's athletics.
Yes, it'd be an athletics check to try and pull Mara out.
What's the DC?
Yeah, sure, I can tell you. The DC would be 14.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Okay.
Yep, we'll try it. So he will try and claw and bite Mara free. Oh, yes!
Nice.
17 on die.
With a minus to strength right now?
No, it's not negative.
He's just lost something.
I lost 5, so he's at +1, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 18.
So yeah, Byakko
So,
manages
freeze,
to
you're
wrench Mara out of the coils. And Mara, you are...
saving me before.
For the thunderstorm.
That was a fun ride. Thanks for the thunderstorm.
you are there
That feels
standing ready to fight this guy once more.
Okay. Anyways,
does a 19 hit Byakko's AC?
it does.
Alright, the shadow from that
No!
abomination
Not
there
these
gets him
stupid
again.
shadows.
That's 9 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah.
His strength is reduced by 4.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, now it's gonna be.
Now he's fucking happy. Alright.
That's the only shadow that can do anything first.
What was the damage?
9 necrotic?
And reduced by 4.
Yes.
Thaddeus, it's your turn.
Hated 8.
Alright.
This is the worst.
Dice is gonna fly over here to see what Eli is yelling about.
And you see Harmony collapsed on the ground with this snake creature standing
But
over
at
her
least he didn't
scimitar in
fucking
hand.
constrict me.
Alright. He's gonna make 2
Yeah.
attacks against this guy.
Okay.
And yell at
Should
Eli
have
to be
been
ready
right
to
beside you.
heal Harmony.
Oh yeah, you can see in Eli's eyes that he's already, you can see as you round the corner, he's already beginning to chant a spell of healing.
Okay.
So,
That's no problem. If it does a 24 hit?
24 does indeed hit.
Alright, then both of these will hit. Yeah, that's the damage. $28.
98. Okay, I need to be able to do math in my head. There we go. He's looking a little rough at this point. Still alive. But you can see that his attention has clearly come to you at this point.
I don't have anything useful. Wait. No, I don't have anything useful here. That bonus action. Okay.
You could move your moonbeam.
That's an action, actually.
Oh, is it?
It's kind of a
Never mind.
crap spell.
Never mind. So that's it for Thaddeus?
Yep.
Okay. Unless you wanted to give your shield to someone or something.
No,
Oh,
I
you
kind of
get
need it.
You get it back,
Yeah, I get
so I
that.
don't have it anymore.
Then it is Mara's turn.
Okay, let's do some attacks on that, since I'm not,
Yeah.
oh, sure.
And
Friendly
you have an
neighborhood
ally
tiger.
next to you, so you can get sneak attack if
Yep.
you hit it.
See? It's good.
Yeah,
Good combo. Is he your tiger now? Traitor cat.
Which one was it? That
Oh, it's this one, yeah. Sorry.
Two perfectly good beats. One.
Do you get
Not even
advantage
six.
or not?
No.
You don't get
No.
advantage on the roll, just sneak attack.
18.
18 hits. Yep.
Yes!
Sneak
You
attack.
duck under his flailing scimitar and stab right into his coils.
Which dagger are you using? I'm using the rapier.
No, you use daggers.
Daggers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
I think
rapier.
she gave the rapier back to me.
24. And 26.
Nice.
Right? Yes.
There it is. Big money, big money, big money.
Good rolls.
Yeah.
Better than average money.
Yeah. 20, 33 plus 5, 38.
For your first attack.
For your first attack.
Okay.
Oh, Shadow Fusion.
Yeah, he's looking very dead. You tear into him, not dead.
Very dead?
Very hurt. Very
Like
hurt,
this
almost
dead?
dead.
Oh.
As you tear into him with the dagger, lightning ripping down his scales. And then you bring the wind one around and wind kind of follows your hand.
She's just
gonna roll the
one.
damage.
That's the one. Another 18.
Okay, that hits.
That was a 9 or a 6.
It was a 9, or it was a 6. Yeah.
Oh, so that might not hit. That's 15.
Just hits.
Yeah. Okay, so 5 plus. So that's
No
10.
plus.
No,
No
it's fine,
plus.
it's fine, it's fine.
Offhand doesn't get the plus.
Oh shoot, I added that damage to the wrong one. What was the damage you did last time? Was it
38?
Okay, that goes to this one. He's not.
Yeah, offhand is just.
So which one's almost at that one?
Yeah, the one that Thaddeus is over by. Sorry.
I like what you said before even.
Oh, so it's a +10 on here, and I didn't get +9.
That's okay. They
Yeah.
both hit.
It's fine.
If they hit, you're good. Okay.
So how much damage was the offhand?
Just 5 then.
5 on it.
Not bad turn from Mara. It's Eli's
Can you do
turn.
anything with your bonus action? Or is it out here?
That was her bonus action, yeah.
Eli has 1 third level slot left. He's going to run up to Harmony and third level Cure Wounds.
Thank you.
Darkness, my old friend, says Harmony.
8 for 13 points of health back.
Thank you. I mean, from where I see it, I've got more kills than you right now.
Don't even.
So don't even talk about me being unconscious.
Get out of here.
I've got 3. How many you
I've
got?
got more kills on you than me.
Actually, one of these is Eli's.
And at this point,
Yeah, okay.
The action on my bad moves. Come on.
What?
I don't know.
What are you saying? What are these words?
She's saying I'm missing
They're there,
direction
they're there.
because
It's okay.
I'm unconscious. But you don't know. I'm behind the corner. You don't know right here.
So that was
The,
Eli.
the source of the shuffling sound from inside the pyramid reveals itself as
Cool. Just what we need.
a large, scaly head pokes its way out from that
It was
entrance. And then its black, scaly head is followed by another scaly head.
Oh my
And
gosh.
another,
What?
and another, until 5 scaly heads are poking their way out of there. And you can see Ixlati's pet Hydra reveals itself. And then it begins to... How high up is Hunter?
10 feet? I think that you said I was safe at 10 feet.
You were safe at 10 feet. You were
I was
safe.
going to go 20,
at 10
and then you talked me out of it.
Yeah, it's going to go towards Hunter since he's the only one it can see from its position.
I'm actually 20 feet now.
So we'll see if it can even reach you. 5, 10, 15, 20,
Difficult terrain.
25, 30.
It's so muddy! It's so muddy!
It gets
though.
right up next to you, but it can't attack.
It's so muddy! Oh, I'm in such a bad spot.
We
And
all.
all of its 5 heads begin to whip and flail around you.
It's all the blood from everybody dying. It's slippery.
Cool. Harmony, your turn.
Not cool. Not cool at all.
No, guys. I don't know
Alright,
if we're gonna
can I
play
see
right
the Hydra from where I am?
From your spot coming to consciousness on the ground,
I see one.
yeah, you can
If I get up.
see it, and from your sideways position, you're like coming to consciousness. You're like, what is that? And then you stand up, and you can see it for what it is.
Cool.
It is this writhing mass of lizard-like heads, and you can see it has some like plates of armor on
Yeah,
it as
I'm
well.
casting banishment at 5th level, so on him and also on this jackass right in front of me.
Cool. Saving throw is what kind?
It's the kind that you're bad at.
Charisma.
Guaranteed for the Hydra, it's probably bad at it.
It's
a natural
charisma.
stat. Cool. Hydra rolled a 12, so he's banished.
Good.
And the other guy's banished too.
So you see Hunter going like this from behind the Hunter. Whoop! Oh!
You
And
guys
I'm
can
gonna-
just admire the minion from over there.
Yes.
because I'm really proud of
Did
him.
you
just read this?
A little while ago,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
He took a lot of work. He's so many pieces.
And I'm gonna look up and say, oh, hey, Thaddeus. And then I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna run back this way.
Okay, yeah. That pyramid goes on for quite a ways, so you can run back.
Just gonna go and flatten myself against the wall. And I don't have any potions to drink. I don't think. And I'm gonna roll for wild magic. Nope. We see.
Roar.
Roar.
Cool.
Oh boy.
9, 10, 11, 12. They've got nothing to
Oh,
do
right,
about hunting,
yeah.
so I'm just gonna run this way and try and start climbing.
Okay. See you later.
Phew.
Alright.
You'll
Everything's
be
fine.
fine. We have faith in you.
Oh,
No! Go away.
nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Alright, so the two that are on the corner can see Thaddeus and Moonlight Sparkle, so they'll make 2 attacks against each of you.
Mhm.
The 2 that are in the front can only see Hunters, they'll make all attacks against Hunter.
Yep.
And the one that is on the corner can see Mara standing over the corner, I'll say with partial cover, so +2 AC, but it's going to make 2 attacks against her. So here comes the 2 against Thaddeus.
I'm out of shield.
Well, you may not need it, so.
This is the only time that's ever happened so far in this campaign.
What's your
It's because you did a lot of smiting.
No, because we've been attacked a lot.
Yeah, I think such a piece of
That
No, you do
is a 15 on the 12.
This, those are to me, right?
Here comes Moonlight Sparkles. Even worse. That's a 12 and a 9.
12 hits.
Okay.
I'm gonna spark them like you down.
So that is 6 points of piercing damage.
No poison?
No poison on this one's longer. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong type of mouse.
Damn it,
Why did I
Nick!
open
What
my
did
mouth?
you say?
Listen, I can't help it.
I was looking at the wrong type of Malison. There's like 8 types of Malison. Here we go. So it's 6 points of piercing damage and 7 points of poison damage.
Okay, then I'll sparkle that.
So Thaddeus drops just a few feet to the
If I hadn't
ground.
opened my mouth, it would have been fine.
You would have been fine.
That's Ethan's trophy.
I appreciate that though.
Here, Ethan's
That's
trophy.
really, aw.
You can hold on to Moonlight Sparkle.
Yeah.
And then
No.
4
I
against
was
Hunter.
honest because I think I accidentally cheated earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that.
I think I could do that.
So the 4 against Hunter, there's a 18 and a 7.
Nope.
And a 21 and a 6.
21 minutes.
Okay. So that is 6 points of piercing damage and 7 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Then you
Stick-
have
stick
both of those.
Yep.
And then
I did.
Mara, you've got a little bit of cover, so count your AC as +2 higher for these 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're both very good attacks.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Missile snare.
Yeah.
So that's a 22 and a 23.
Yeah, both hits.
So the first one is 6
Missile
points
snare?
of piercing damage. You want to missile snare it?
How much damage?
6 points of piercing damage, and then there would be poison damage. But if you missile snare
Yeah, I will.
it, you can negate that.
Do it.
You need to roll it.
Is it a D10?
Yeah.
What is it? I can never remember.
It's a D10.
D10 plus dex mod.
That's exactly what it is.
Where did your D10s go?
They're right here.
Oh, they're right there.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
Yep.
You don't need to check. Roll a 2.
1D10.
1 D10.
I didn't.
I just handed
That's
them to
just
you.
where they were.
Okay.
There you go.
Nice.
That's 6 on that.
So you catch that arrow and throw it down to the ground, and then the second arrow hits you for 6 points of piercing damage and 7 points of poison damage.
6 and
7.
7.
Then it's the big guys.
The 2 were left.
Well, the one that's next to Mara is going to get straight. That's for sure.
Well, he's not holding on to her anymore.
I know he's going to.
Try again.
Try.
Oh. But she doesn't get extra cover from this guy.
No,
He
he's right.
succeeds back to normal.
So that's 14 to try and grab onto Mara.
I think that's
Miss!
Okay, so then he'll go for the bite. That's a 25.
Yeah, that hits.
Barely misses.
So that is 7 points of piercing damage and 10 points of poison damage. And then the sword is 18 to hit.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
He
many?
gets 3.
He's looking awfully gleeful over there. Look at that.
11 points of slashing damage with the sword.
How is Mara looking?
That's gonna be close. So that last one was 28. So I have 3 left.
Oh
Oh, wow.
And you can see that this snake-like creature is almost smiling in a wry, snake-like way
Not
as it
for
flicks
long.
its tongue at you, having bit into you and.
Because it's my turn now.
That one is going to take
Not quite.
bow shots at hunters.
Yeah, bring it on.
Oh, you
He's still
slithered
staring.
your last.
Oh yeah, this guy's dead.
Did you crit?
No,
No?
Once.
almost the opposite. I rolled For his 2 attacks, I rolled a 2 and a 2.
Why can't
Yeah.
you do that when you're attacking me?
And who is this attacking?
Hunter, of course.
Alright,
Of course
here we
it
go.
is.
So I'm gonna move back and
It
drop
is.
to the ground. Wait,
Okay,
here and drop down?
sure.
Or something like that? Okay.
Something like that.
Over that direction. And I'm gonna start filling this guy with arrows. So.
I like the idea of the Greek guard going back. Oh, he's back!
That's essentially what's gonna happen.
I hate it. I hate it.
Which guy are you shooting?
This guy.
Okay, cool.
That is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Is he pretty healthy or not?
He's mildly.
Does he eat pretty healthy?
Does he eat pretty
You can tell from the distance you're at through your scope with your
Yeah.
know your enemy
Yeah.
trait that he eats no vegetables.
Oh man, okay, well, we're piling something on here then.
His dice is or his diet is entirely mice.
So that's 1 hit, 2 hits, a 23, 3 with a 22.
Okay.
I will put a goading attack on one of them, and then the other 2 will be normal shots.
So it's a wisdom save for the goat.
It is a wisdom save.
Natural 20.
Okay, well, it's fine.
And what was the other one you're putting on it?
I am not putting anything, well, I don't think I'm going to put anything else on.
Okay.
Let's see how he does with this damage, though. Okay. That is, oh, okay, that's good. It's 10, 13, 23, and then that's plus, this is the tough part, plus 56.
Wait, so 56 total?
56 plus whatever this is.
89 is what I
Okay,
23 plus 56?
70.
79, yeah.
79.
Sorry.
Is he okay?
Well, let's find out. Hold on. I need to calculate. He's barely okay.
This turn is, so you guys go before he does. So I'm gonna action surge.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot more.
At him or others?
I think I'll do. Oh, I don't want to hit this guy too. I could just finish him off, I guess, and then I'll do. Yeah, I'll finish him off with 1.
Okay.
And then I'll hit the other guy. So that's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, what do you think? This one?
Yeah, that looks like it to
It
me.
looks hot to me. Okay.
So he's dead.
Okay. That's fine. He can be dead. And then I'll. So this guy. Oh, what would happen here? Oh, is that why I action surged? I don't know. So
Just
I
to
gotta,
get the points.
Yeah.
Like, that's my
I'm,
point.
I'm not gonna complete this. You realize? I don't know what I'm shooting.
He didn't get to kill much in the last
Is
fight.
that the middle guy?
I get either this guy. Yeah, I think he's the most dangerous. But these guys are also kind of the threat. So
The big guy.
I'll have the big guy.
Yeah.
That's a 20 to hit him,
Okay, hits.
and a
This guy has
23.
not been damaged yet, but he is about to now.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just do that. It's fine. That's great. That is 5 plus 36, so 41.
2 big arrows, thud, thud, to his chest, but he is still alive.
Okay.
Yakko.
Yakko. I think Mara probably wants an escape path.
Yakko could pounce down on one
Yeah,
of
I
those
think
lower
he's gonna
guys.
try and pounce on this guy.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna run back and pounce on this guy. That is a 20 to hit? 20.
That hits for sure. Yep.
Okay.
And he's actually. He was not one that was caught in the fire.
Okay, so he's healthy?
Yep.
Okay, so then it is a. He has to make a DC 12 strength saving throw.
Fails.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my other attack. And that should hit. That's a 20
Something.
4?
Yep.
Okay. And 2 hits. Oh, that's good. 11, 9 plus 8, so 17.
He is looking hurt, but not yet dead. And then it is the shadows.
Okay.
I wonder who's a target
Yakko.
today. I wonder who likes their strength to not get hurt anymore, please.
I rolled a natural one. Byakko is now well accustomed to these shadows, and he sees it coming, and he just growls. And as he growls, you can see like almost a greenish light flares from the symbol that says Prince on his forehead.
Oh.
And the shadow recoils for just enough time to not
Get him,
hit
Prince.
Byakko. That is
Okay. That's gonna
on the ground for the first time.
yeah. That's gonna run up to here and make some attacks.
Yeah.
These two were both caught in fireballs, so they're looking very injured.
Which one's worse?
They're both about the same because the fireball was all they took.
Let me make one then. That'll hit. Oh,
Oof.
bad. 11 damage.
He's dead.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And then the other one is a natural one.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow.
So he lives to see another.
Another 11 HP.
One trophy.
I haven't really been killing a lot of things.
I know you need
Mara.
a
It's your turn, Mara.
Me. And I'm really weak.
Yeah, you are. But Byakko's trying to give you an escape path.
Yeah. You can't sneak attack.
You could get sneak attack against that guy.
How bad is that guy right there?
Pretty bad.
And he's prone, so if you attack him with your melee, you get advantage.
Let's do
So
that.
Mara's gonna soar on down on the gust of wind that carries her when she casts that spell.
Oh yeah. You get advantage.
You get advantage.
Why should I get advantage?
Because he's
Because
prone.
he's prone.
Oh, right.
So 29.
Yep, that's a hit.
You can sneak attack. Is it?
Wait.
You got it.
Yeah, okay.
7d6 for sneak attack and then d6 and then d4.
Yeah.
Here comes the fun part.
Don't even roll. We'll just call it a fixed roll.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this guy's dead. But
Yeah, he's
How
dead.
dead?
Yeah. Pretty
He's that dead.
He's
That's
very
right.
bad.
Trophy.
I kind of like this new practice of like, taking the trophies and dividing them out.
36.
Yeah, he was dead.
I do now that I have gotten some. So you're down to 1 HP and the Mara's like,
That's called teamwork.
yeah.
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 Bleeding, but I'm still fighting.
Only in the cartoons.
I'll see if you can move some more.
I hate snakes.
Eli.
Wait,
Wanna-
does Mara want to move him
I
high?
think you were here, so you probably want to duck behind the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go around a
You just want to be right here or do you want to move somewhere else?
No, I'll stay right
You can use bonus action.
He and I are. He and I
Yeah.
are.
Oh, yeah, you could be high if you want.
Bonus section high?
Well, aren't I hidden?
No,
Well, you're just behind a wall. But
Yeah, they might still know where you are, but if you take the hide action, you'd be hidden even
Okay,
if you like
let's
came
do
around
that.
the corner or something.
That's fine.
Roll stealth check.
But Mara doesn't have to roll stuff.
Oh,
But you
yeah,
roll all
she's
stealth
so
checks
good.
at advantage, right? Because of your.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or the
The
shoes.
And the shoot, that's right.
The booties. There you go.
Okay.
You don't even have to roll stealth.
22.
22. Okay, let me just make a note of that.
Not even a Hydra could find you.
That's right.
Eli's turn. Well, Eli, what you gonna do? He's gonna run back to Harmony and cast a little more healing into her.
Thanks.
Great. Doing your
And in
job.
fact, he's going to
I have 13.
quicken spell out 2 healing spells onto you.
Oh.
Or wait, can he quicken spell? He can. Yes.
Little baby sorcerer.
So this is 2.
So glad we
Second
brought him
level
to such a dangerous place.
He's doing great.
He's doing okay.
14 and 15. So that's 29 points of
That's good.
healing.
Nice.
As he, one wave of healing
That's like
flows over
one
you,
arrow.
and then he quickly utters another set of words, and another wave of healing flows over.
These two sorcerers are, I feel like they're two people having like a 3-legged race.
Yeah. Potato sack.
Harmony, it's your turn.
Let's go.
Oh, thanks, Eli. I feel much better. I'm gonna run back to the corner
Uh-huh.
if I can make it,
Sure, you can.
and I'm going to.
Get them. Oh,
I
kablamo.
think I can get everybody,
Yeah.
or maybe just
Well,
not this guy.
You're dealing with a difference in height of 30 feet, though. So
That's
you're gonna
Yeah, but it's like a radius, so it goes this way too.
It's a radius of 20 feet, though. Oh, wait.
Oh, I see.
But
what
it's
you
a
mean.
sphere.
Yeah.
It's a sphere.
Do you want me to do the math? I might got.
But it's a radius of 20, so you can get them all. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's a circumference of 40.
Yeah.
So you can get to
Out
40.
of
Yeah.
the difference of 40.
Yeah.
It's a diameter.
You know what
So
I mean.
much math tonight.
I'm
It's
getting
a-
them all.
It's
Don't
a
worry.
circle word of
Got
truth.
this.
Make a bunch of saves, I guess.
And yeah, just level 3.
All at advantage.
Even the
I don't
Battlebards?
Probably,
care.
yeah.
Wow.
They still get half damage.
Why don't these suck?
Okay, no wild magic.
Fireball.
Fireball! Just their bubble.
Fireball.
Fireball. And this is me, my revenge
Okay,
for
hang
all
on.
those times that it was.
That still only counts as 1.
What?
Oh no.
Yeah, we're gonna make this another empowered spell.
Looks pretty good for the size.
No, it's
I don't
There's
see.
some
the
really low ones.
Oh, is
here.
there?
2, 4, 5. We're gonna keep those.
Same as you said last time.
way better.
Way better. I'm
Okay.
gonna put these back in
Deja vu.
here.
So all of the big guy, the 2 green guys, they all failed, and half of the brood guard succeeded. But they're probably all going to die anyways.
It still only counts as 1. Calling it.
34.
34. Okay. The half of the brood guard that succeeded are still alive.
I don't fucking care as long as I damage.
Oh.
Wow. Woo!
Just 1 trophy.
Hey, look
No,
at
that's
that.
not how that works.
Oh, is that what you meant? They all count as one?
Yeah, Gimli's, you know.
No, that's not how
Okay. Alright.
They didn't
That
disagree
circle
in the
up now.
movie. Did these guys?
And then-
Are these guys okay still?
Yes.
I'm gonna quicken
Well,
spell.
not okay, but alive.
For charred?
And how much damage? You said 33?
34. 30, thank you. 34. And I'm gonna quicken spell cast.
I guess I can close this thing.
Who looks like they're in the worst shape?
Of all of these guys that you can see,
Yeah.
the brood guard by far.
Which one
What
are
is
those?
that?
The
these
small, the
little
little
ones
ones on the ground.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna cast Shadow right on those guys.
Cool.
What's the radius of that?
It's 10 feet,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
so
can
you
get them.
don't hit all of them, yeah.
10-foot radius.
I guess I don't have my fans swarming around me, back and forth.
38 thunder damage.
Like Pikmin trying to carry me.
So, it's a con save.
Fail. Natural 20. And a fail.
Okay, that's 14 thunder damage.
The 2 who failed are dead,
Cool.
with leaving just one of them alive. Basically, this fireball erupts, half of his comrades die. Another fireball erupts, and he's the only one standing, and he just kind of looks around.
Oh! And I'm gonna wave, and if I have movement, I'm gonna go back behind the wall.
You have
5
I-
feet.
Yep, that's enough.
Well, she went beyond the map last time, so she doesn't actually have movement to go.
Well, I didn't get to say this last time, but I wouldn't have run far enough that I couldn't have run back in it.
I know, that's why I let you get back, but
Yeah.
you don't have enough movement to get back behind the wall.
Cool, then I'm gonna flatten myself on the floor.
Sure, sounds good.
I'm gonna drop prone.
Sounds good.
Give them disadvantage.
not a bad move.
Yep.
It's then their turn.
Oh yeah, the goading failed.
Oh, I need
Oh, he's
to roll
inside?
wild
Yep.
magic
He goes inside.
Oh.
for the shatter.
Yeah, do it.
Yep. I mean, he's got a target, so.
Oh, I thought he was gonna run.
Nope.
I was like, yeah, run.
So that'll be 4 longbow attacks against Hunter
Wait,
from the green ones on the walls.
He ran inside.
He ran inside.
Oh, he ran
He
inside.
didn't want to become a trophy. He thought we were collecting them like General Grievous.
And
The other
then
ones add to
the
my
one that is next to Thaddeus drops its longbow, pulls its scimitar,
Sure.
and like scimitar attacks.
So, Hunter, what do you think of my little collection over
Mine's
here?
bigger. Mine's bigger.
They should
Alright.
pile all of hers in its teeth.
I don't want
Well,
to
and
think
I
like
also
that.
got these 2 big things
That's
that
not
I
fair.
managed,
That's
you
not
know.
fair.
So it's
Well,
going
like,
to start
even
off with a
that
bite
counts,
attack against
I
Thaddeus. Natural 20.
Okay.
So that is, it's actually not great damage. Let's find out.
Titus is still doing pretty good.
That was doing pretty good too.
So that is 7 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've been forgetting to double poison.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's okay.
I like
Uh, plus
That's all.
19 poison damage.
Should 26 on?
60 big gems.
And then with the scimitar, does a 9 hit you?
No.
At least you have.
That's annoying.
And then the 4 longbow attacks against Hunter.
And this again, 7 piercing
And 19 poison.
14 doesn't hit you, so the first 2 miss. And does a 21 get you?
It does. I have my bow
So
again.
one of them is going to hit you.
Oh boy. I'm almost at half HP.
So that's
I'm back up to half.
8 points of piercing damage.
8 points of piercing damage.
Yes.
Okay.
And then 6 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Then it's the last remaining big guy. How much movement does he have?
Not enough to reach any of this.
Please.
14. 35, 40.
If he goes through the thing,
Yeah, that's still there. I guess I should check that.
Yeah, is it still there? It's concentration, right?
Yeah. So it's a concentration.
How many times have you been hit?
Yeah, that's still there.
Cool. I know what he's going to do.
Not long.
He's going to make some attacks at disadvantage against Carmen. Because he knows that your magic made his friends specifically. So that's a 16.
Shield.
Cool. So that misses. And a 9. So that misses.
Yeah, finally Shield did something! Yay!
you lived the turn.
I lived a turn! He didn't hit me!
You can hear like an audible sigh of relief from Eli.
As arrows clatter.
Basically, like he begins firing, and you see him starting to fire. That's when you hit the dirt, and the arrows go one over your head, and then it takes a shot at you when you're on the ground, and it goes just slightly over you, and then you can hear Eli just go.
My shield finally worked, you guys!
Hunter.
So proud. Okay, well, I'm gonna take some shots.
Okay.
Against that big one. Actually, I might just take these guys out because they're gonna. Yeah, let's start shooting those guys.
Each one of those guys looks injured, except for the one next to Thaddeus. Thaddeus
I'm not gonna
control
hit him.
one.
Thaddeus will take care of him.
I thought this one was fireball.
You're right. So they all look injured.
Okay, well here we go.
I firebolt almost everything that was out there,
That's a
didn't I?
22 to hit.
Yep.
Do you want me to roll damage?
Yep. He's dead.
Okay, next one.
Nice.
That's a 21
Wait,
to
which
hit.
one died?
I'm
The
shooting
one
this
next to
one.
you.
And this one I did a 21 to hit. I'm gonna roll damage.
Go ahead and roll damage.
You know he gets like a plus 18 to these.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
That's max damage.
He's dead.
Oh! Catching
Hmm.
up! Catching
One,
up!
2, 3.
Catching up! Okay. And then that is a 23 to hit this guy.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a lot of snake meat.
Gross. I am not gonna do snake save.
Another
That
max damage.
is 30.
And he's dead.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, they all roll houses.
It's Thaddeus' turn next, right?
It is Byako's turn
That's
next.
Byako's turn.
Calm down.
Byakko is gonna take.
Like I
He's
want this
gonna
to
be with Mara and
That's like-
take the hide action.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
That is not good. He got a 16.
Okay, let me mark that down. Just in case it matters.
And then he'll stay with Mara for right now.
The only shadow in existence is going to attack Thaddeus. Rolling a 10, so missing. Thaddeus' turn.
Alright. One attack first. 24 hit.
Yep.
Okay. This will probably kill it, I imagine. 18 damage.
Yep, it's dead. Nice. And with that, for the brief moment, since some targets are banished,
Yeah.
the battlefield is clear. Everything falls silent, and you have a moment to survey the area where the bodies of both Yuan-Ti and fallen commoners of Ravenmoor intermingle as blood pours from both sides. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Okay.
I get up and run.
Yeah, right?
I'm not gonna be here when this guy comes back.
See you later. Oh, is he coming back?
Oh yeah.
Well, we don't know yet, but if he does.
I see.
So thank you to anyone who tuned in to watch. We'll be back here Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific time for more Antiheroes Anonymous. I think you guys are probably going to plunge into the Shadowfell next. Am I wrong about that?
We don't know.
I don't know.
We'll
Delve
see.
into this Yuan-Ti temple
We're
and
gonna
try and
hunt
find your
it.
way to the...
Let's go.
do
Let's
so.
go back to the capital.
We're gonna find
Actually.
Ixlati, that's for
We're
The
sure.
gonna-
Garistro is still out there.
He is.
Oh, yeah.
Side
Trust
quest.
me, I'm aware he's still out there.
Yeah.
Well, I think I still have him in my bag. Anyways, that's not important.
Yeah.
The clear battlefield.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Thank you for anyone who tuned in to watch. We're always happy to have viewers. This video will be on YouTube on Wednesday, but the VOD will be up immediately after. We hope to see you again, and have a good night. Bye.
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 Bye.